If you are thinking about painting the exterior of your home and you're struggling to find the right colors to create curb appeal and bring your home up to date, pay attention to this video because we're going to talk about 6 exterior paint color mistakes to avoid if you want to create that seamless exterior color palette. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Ashley, and each day I help frustrated homeowners make sense of their painting projects, identifying the right paint colors to relate to their home's fixed elements and create a cohesive look. I also specialize in helping those that are renovating or building choose the right hard finishes to create a timeless home that effortlessly coordinates well. Before we get into mistake number 1, we're going to be talking a lot about neutral paint colors and how to choose the right ones for your exterior. If you are drawing a blank in terms of which neutral should I start with, I do have an ebook that's completely free to download. I will leave that in the link below. It's got all of my favorite neutrals and their undertones so that you can kind of get started on the right foot in terms of selecting a neutral for your house. Now, we are going to talk about non-neutral colors too, so if you don't want to paint your house in a neutral, I have some tips for you there too, so stick around. So mistake number 1, and this is the biggest one, is not evaluating your home's fixed elements when you're choosing the paint color for your house. So most homes have pretty demanding fixed elements. This can be anything from your roof to the pavers surrounding your home, the bricks or stone on your home. All of those need to be evaluated in terms of which neutral paint color will relate well. The best neutral that's going to work in that case is one that works well with the undertones and the neutral color family in the most demanding elements in your home. So this is always a tough concept to grasp. I know when I talk to my clients, it's always a little bit hard for them to grasp. So we're gonna walk through a few real life examples and I'm gonna kind of show you and you can kind of start putting this into practice. Okay, let's take a look at this home. So my client wanted to update her Mediterranean exterior. The goal was to make the home feel fresh and current while still working around her fixed elements. So you can see when you're looking at the before, she's got a lot of stone on your home. She also has a Mediterranean style roof. So we needed to evaluate those. Now the stone, as most do, had a mixture of a couple different neutrals. So this stone had a lot of beige. It also had a lot of taupe. So I had my client test both neutrals in the beige and the taupe family. Ultimately, she liked the way that the beige worked well with her stone, and so you can see in the after she updated with a really pale beige that lightened up to a nice creamy warm white on her exterior. It wasn't too stark for her earthy stone, which is something that you have to pay attention about, and I will touch on that a little bit later. Here's another example of a home that had a lot of pavers surrounding the home. So we needed to work around those pavers. Again, like most stone, these pavers had blends of 2 different neutrals. There were elements of taupe and elements of gray violet. So I had my client test neutrals in both categories and she ended up liking how the gray violet looked on her house the best. And as you can see, we updated the look and feel of the house, but still related well to the fixed elements. The last example I want to show you is a client that had a lot of gray colored stone, and it was more of that neutral gray color. So not a lot of blue tones to it, but more of that green, that gray-green neutral color to it. So we tested grays with a green undertone, and ultimately we went with a more mid-tone gray to kind of give it that creamy grayish look on the exterior, and I'm just super thrilled with how that turned out. So if you learn nothing else from this video, when in doubt, when you are choosing a neutral paint color, don't guess in terms of where you need to be. Go outside, look at what's going on your exterior, order some paint samples in neutral colors, start comparing, start seeing which one works best for your house and your fixed elements. And mistake number 2 is only looking at your paint colors inside or looking them up online and seeing what they look like on interior walls. That is going to do you no good. You need to take these paint samples outside, and don't take the teeny tiny little chips. Get large samples that you can order online or go to a paint store and paint a fairly large sample on a sheet of pure white paper, which is really the best way to see color without, you don't want to put color directly on your colored siding. That's really going to negatively impact how you view the color. You want that clean white backdrop. A lot of really boring paint colors look absolutely gorgeous outside. So to illustrate this point, let's look at an example. Okay, so this client wanted a pretty medium tone green on her exterior, and if we would have gone with what looks like a medium tone green on the paint chip or in the store, we would have gotten a much lighter green just because colors lighten up so much outdoors. So we had to go much darker. This is Dried Thyme. It looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't look too dark, too overpowering. And while we're talking about this, let's look at the trim color. You know, I said colors brighten so much when you take them outdoors. Mistake number 3 is thinking that your trim should be a pure white or an off-white. Off-whites lighten up to true whites outdoors. It is a really lovely way to finish off your house when you choose a trim color in that pale neutral category. And in this case, we went with one that related well to her bricks, and it just gives you that nice creamy trim color that works really well with the brick and the earthier green color on the exterior. Now, this house was in progress. There's things that need to be touched up and changed, but I thought that this was a great one to illustrate how bright colors get outside. Okay, mistake number 4 is going too light. Remember back to, I guess it was mistake number 2 when I said colors lighten up dramatically outside? This applies to whites too. A lot of people want those creamy, warm off-whites on their exterior, so they'll come to me and they'll say, I've sampled Sherwin-Williams Alabaster, Benjamin Moore White Dove, Sherwin-Williams Greek Villa. You know, which one would be right for me? And I tell them, if you want that creamy off-white exterior, none of those are gonna work because again, those lighten up so much. All of those pretty off-whites that we know and love for interiors, they lighten up to true whites outside. So the best course of action is to go with 1, 1.5, 2 shades darker, depending on how creamy you want your white to look like outdoors. And you're gonna be in that pale neutral category. And again, if you don't know what these are, make sure you download that ebook because I've got a lot for you to sample and get you started. But how you choose the right pale neutral, again, is going back to tip number 1, and that's finding what is on your house that's demanding. Maybe that's brick, stone, your roof, whatever, and finding the neutral that relates best to that element. Okay, mistake number 5 is not considering a color. If you don't have super demanding earthy fixed elements like a lot of stone, brick, your roof, then you can consider a color. And I love when I get to work with color on exteriors. It's so fun. So the first mistake here is going too bold. So here is, hold this up so you guys can see, here is my paint fan deck. A lot of people, when they think about color, they're looking at these vibrant colors. No, 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 no. Those maybe sometimes you can use them for front door colors, but 9.99 times out of 10, we're still gonna look at these more neutral colors right here. So your neutrals, you're gonna be looking at, say if you want a blue, you're gonna be looking at blues like this. You want a green, you're gonna be looking at more subdued greens. These aren't gonna be, while these might look boring on the paint chip, I promise you outside, they lighten up so nicely. The undertones really come out to play. You don't want super bright colors on your exterior. You're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Even if you are planning a beach house, 9 times out of 10, we're choosing from that neutral category. So that's something to think about. Now, here is a client photo. He wanted a really pretty blue-green, and so we went with this really pretty mid-tone of a blue-green-gray blend, which I thought looked gorgeous on the exterior. And then here's a little tip for the front door to kind of bring out that blue-green in the paint color. We went with a dark saturated bluish green tone. I think it was maybe Newburgh green. I'm not completely sure what that one was. But if you can consider a color, please do so. It is so happy to put a color on your exterior. Here's another little tip for you too. The darker you go color, when you're going with a saturated color, the more trim you need to kind of pull it off and not make it fall flat. So if you have very, very minimal trim, but you can still get away with a color, go lighter. Don't go darker, because that's when it's gonna look a little too heavy. You need really nice, thick, white trim. It doesn't have to be white, it can be creamy off-white, it can be a pale neutral. Again, you need that trim to break up all that darker color. Okay, the last tip that I have for you is, the last mistake is not developing a cohesive color palette. So what this means is, once you land on your body color that works well with the fixed elements on your home, or if you have really no demanding fixed elements, you say you're gonna go with a saturated color, then you need to pair it with the right trim color and the right accent colors, whether that's for shutters or a door or things like that. So all of these colors need to work well together. And so I'll give you an example, and I've showed this before. Say you have a brick home and you're choosing to update it with a new trim color, a new shutter, and new door colors. This brick home has very, very earthy stone. So instead of pairing it with like what is a Greek blue, like a vibrant blue, you needed to go a little bit more muted. So that's something like a Hale Navy or Sherwin-Williams Sea Serpent or something like that. Think about how the colors relate. When you have a lot of earthy stone, you want to go with earthier, more muted colors. When you have a home that's got more clean colors, then you can go with a cleaner front door. So that wraps up this video. I do have several other videos on exterior paint colors. I did a really big deep dive on exterior house colors and all of my tips on that last year, and I will link that one below. I also have a video on front door colors, and I'll link that below as well. And as always, thanks for watching.